Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy Numbskull, and today we're diving into the science behind another substance. Now this is something straight out of a witch's brew, and I'm sure many people watching this have at least heard of it before. Datura, a type of nightshade. This plant is as fascinating as it is dangerous. It's always held a special place in my heart, and we're going to unpack its pharmacology in all of its anticholinergic glory. Specifically, its active compounds like atropine, scopolamine, and hyoscyamine. I'm keeping this 100% accurate and based in science, because as always, I never want to steer anyone wrong. Now a quick heads up in case, one of you decides to not listen and die. I am not recommending or condoning you partake in this substance. Datura is highly toxic and not something to mess around and be irresponsible with. It can and has hurt even the most serious and experienced psychonauts. This video is purely educational, so don't try this at home. Now enough of my blabber, let's get into it. Some of you may be wondering, what exactly is Datura? Datura is a genus of plants in the Solanaceae family, also known as the nightshade family, which also includes tomatoes, potatoes, and belladonna, among others. Datura species like Datura stramonium or Jimson weed, or Datura anoxia, grow in warm climates worldwide and have been used for centuries in traditional medicine, rituals, and even poisons. The plants are known for their large, trumpet-shaped flowers and spiky seed pods, hence nicknames like devil's trumpet or thornapple. All parts of the plant, that includes the seeds, the leaves, the flowers, and the roots, are loaded with potent chemicals called tropane alkaloids. The main players in Datura's pharmacology and psychoactivity are these alkaloids, atropine, scopolamine, and hyoscyamine. These make up about 0.2 to 0.8% of the plant's dry weight, though concentrations vary by species, part, and growing conditions. For example, Datura stramonium seeds might have 0.4% alkaloids, while the leaves have less, or one single leaf might have twice the amount of another leaf from the same plant, which is one of the reasons dosing can be very dangerous and it requires extreme caution. These compounds are also found in other nightshades like belladonna and henbane. Now a bit about each of these main ones. Atropine is a racemic mixture of D and L hyoscyamine, but only L hyoscyamine is active. It's a muscarinic receptor antagonist, meaning it blocks acetylcholine in the nervous system. Scopolamine. It's similar to atropine but crosses the blood-brain barrier more easily, making it more potent for central nervous system effects. And hyoscyamine, the precursor to atropine with similar effects but often found in higher amounts in the plant. These alkaloids are why Datura has such intense effects, and why it's so risky. But how exactly does Datura work in the body? When ingested, inhaled, or absorbed, say through the skin, Datura's alkaloids get to work fast. They're absorbed in the gut or lungs and metabolized in the liver by cytochrome P450 enzymes like CYP3A4. Their main action is as anticholinergics. They block muscarinic acetylcholine receptors in both the peripheral and central nervous systems. In the body, blocking acetylcholine messes with the parasympathetic nervous system, which controls rest and digest functions. This leads to dry mouth, dilated pupils or mydriasis, blurred vision, increased heart rate or tachycardia, hot and dry skin, and trouble urinating or defecating. In the brain, especially with scopolamine, you get delirium, confusion, hallucinations, and amnesia. Scopolamine's ability to cross the blood-brain barrier makes it particularly potent, causing dreamlike or nightmarish states where users can't distinguish reality from fantasy. Scopolamine also has some activity on nicotinic receptors and may indirectly affect dopamine and serotonin systems, adding to the psychoactive chaos. In medical settings, these compounds have uses. Atropine for heart conditions or eye exams, scopolamine for motion sickness or post-operative nausea. But in Datura, The doses are uncontrolled and very unpredictable. Now for some of its effects if you ingested it. This is what you would feel. Recreational use of Datura, again, not recommended, typically involves ingesting seeds, smoking leaves, or brewing teas. Doses are hard to pin down because alkaloid content varies wildly. For example, 50 to 100 Datura stramonium seeds, about 3 to 6 grams, might deliver 1 to 6 milligrams of atropine/scopolamine, enough for severe effects. Onset takes 20 minutes to 2 hours, with effects lasting 8 to 48 hours, sometimes longer for after effects. For low doses, you can expect euphoria, mild visual distortions, dry mouth, and dizziness. For high doses, full-blown delirium, vivid hallucinations, which are often terrifying, like seeing insects or demons, disorientation, and inability to separate reality from illusion. Users might talk to imaginary people and try dangerous actions, like walking into traffic, for example, with absolutely zero memory of it afterward. The experience is often described as a delirium state, distinct from psychedelics like LSD, which are more lucid, or dissociatives like DXM or ketamine. Datura's hallucinations feel real and are usually unpleasant. The risks and toxicity. Datura is one of the most dangerous plants out there. It's anticholinergic. I'm gonna fuck up every single one of these at least once. Datura is one of the most dangerous plants out there. Its anticholinergic effects can spiral into a syndrome called anticholinergic toxidrome. Common symptoms include fever, flushed skin, a lack of sweating, dry mouth, blurred vision, delirium, and agitation. Severe cases can lead to seizures, coma, respiratory failure, or even death. Fatalities are rare but documented, often from massive overdoses, like hundreds of seeds, or mixing with other substances like alcohol or opioids. Case reports include teens hospitalized after eating seeds, with symptoms like psychosis or organ failure. Long-term, repeated use can damage the liver or kidneys due to alkaloid toxicity. Datura also interacts dangerously with other drugs like antihistamines, tricyclic antidepressants, or antipsychotics, amplifying anticholinergic effects. Even handling the plant can cause toxicity through skin or eye contact, leading to localized symptoms like pupil dilation. Datura does show some therapeutic potential as well, however. Historically, Datura was used in spiritual rituals by indigenous cultures and in traditional medicine for asthma, smoking leaves, pain, or sedation. Modern science has harnessed its alkaloids, atropine, and emergency medicine for bradycardia, scopolamine, for motion sickness patches. Research on tropane alkaloids shows potential for neurological disorders or as anesthetics, but raw Datura is far too unpredictable for truly safe use. In summary, Datura's pharmacology is a wild ride. Tropane alkaloids like atropine, scopolamine, and hyoscyamine create intense anticholinergic effects, from delirium to life-threatening toxicity. It's a plant with a dark history and some medical value, but its risks are massive. Most people should probably stick to learning about it, not experimenting with it. If you do decide to partake, however, be careful, and do your own research as well. Don't just watch my video. If you're curious about other plants or pharmacology, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what the creepiest plant you've ever heard of is. Stay safe out there, and as always, I will see all of you in the next one. Peace!